We are live on Yonkers Voice, and guys, promise made, promise kept. We have two national individuals with shows seen all over the States, especially in our area. So I want you to enjoy this interview, I want you to get involved, I want you to ask questions, but don't remember, we have a few people out there that are not nice. But if you want to be acknowledged, if you want us to ask you a question, make sure you pose that question in a polite and respectful manner. That's the only way that we engage with the audience, if the question is posed properly. Michelle, John, thank you for taking the time. Let me tell you, it's an honor.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you.
It's an honor to have you guys here. Michelle, before we go into the interview, I want my audience, my community, my Portuguese friends to know a little bit about you. Who is Michelle Pais?
Quem é Michelle Pais? Falo português. You know, I'll be honest with you, I was raised in New York, so I lived in the Bronx for a little bit, and then we moved to Yonkers. So first of all, I am just so honored to be here, you know, back in Yonkers, and it just brings up so many happy memories. So it's like, you know, it's exciting to be here. It's nice getting to meet you, and after this, maybe we'll hang out for a little bit more. I want to show John my childhood home. Actually,
oh yeah?
Too. We got a couple. Yeah, my parents were, you know, entrepreneurs too, and they.
Oh, so this is in the bloodline.
This it came from somewhere.
Yeah,
So,
it didn't just poof and happen.
No. Him and I were both very much. I don't know about so much your family, but my family, they were entrepreneurs. They owned, you know, bakeries, and my dad was in construction. They've owned homes, and they were always buying, flipping homes, you know, selling homes. So we've moved quite a lot, but in Yonkers alone, you know, we've lived in a couple of different homes, and I actually went to Sacred Heart.
Okay, so you got to take me where your school
maybe
was
I'll
on
have
Shauna.
them do a tour, yeah, and then we went to Emerson as well. So I did.
Yonkers have changed a lot since you were here.
I can see that.
Okay?
I can see
And
that.
don't forget to take John to Alexander Street. It's a beautiful area, John, right by the river. It's going to be a whole different place. You're going to say, this is Yonkers?
I know.
Well, guess
I can
what,
see that,
Michelle?
yeah.
It is Yonkers.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Your Lionsgate.
Yeah.
No,
yeah.
it's one of the biggest studios, production studios in the world, probably.
They're huge.
It's huge. They're building up about 14 or more additional studios. Michelle, let's go back. Let's rewind the tape of your life.
My life.
Yeah, let's go back to when you were 14. Were you always a businesswoman? Because I hear that you are a very bright businesswoman.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad that you said that.
You disagree?
I like to think so as well. Yeah, I definitely. I'm very business savvy. Was I a businesswoman at 14? I think at 14 years. My first job actually was at 13 years old, and you know, my husband makes fun of me all the time. I used to be a professional bagger.
Bagger?
Do you know what that is? A
The
professional
grocery
bagger?
store.
Oh, you do the bagging the stuff in the store?
I did that job. It was my first job, and I made sure that everyone's groceries were bagged right, on time, you know, packaged properly. So I take every job very seriously, right? I mean, I was making 5 cents an hour at that point, but to me, it was a big deal. It was my first job, and you know, I had showed up on time. And, you know, he makes fun of me all the time, but that was my first job, professional.
5 cents an hour. Back then, took you a long way.
It's probably $5.
No, I don't even think it was that. No, it was definitely not $5.
It's like,
I would remember that.
Here's a nickel.
Yeah.
No, well, I would get bread. I would get paid tips. It was tips, so like 5 cents. You know, and yeah,
Now look,
at key food.
you could see the businesswoman even back then.
Yeah,
Because being a perfectionist,
Yeah.
you can see
Yeah.
when you are a perfectionist. And be on real estate and construction, things have to be done the right way.
Yeah.
It's not just putting some nails, hammer, and let it go. Things have to be done in a way, in a specific way.
In a sequence, yep.
Yes.
And also just being able, and this is where my work ethic also comes from. I mean, I had a job at 13 years old. I don't know many people at 13 that actually, you know.
But you have the immigrant mentality. That's how we are.
Yeah.
That's how we are.
Yeah.
Now, Michelle, to those guys that are watching from Portugal, we just have somebody here, Fernando Joaquim Mercedes Grácio. Não o conheço pessoalmente, mas sei que é português. e provavelmente a outros portugueses.
Sim.
Diz qualquer coisa em português, que é para a nossa comunidade, uma coisita pequenita, mas a maior parte deles falam inglês.
Sim, eu posso falar português, por acaso
Só por
falo
hoje.
muito bem. Eu estudei em Portugal, em Carregal do Sal, dos 13 aos 18 anos, então, e foi uma coisa que meus pais sempre me ensinaram a falar português. Eu também estudei aqui na escola portuguesa.
No clube?
No clube português, sim, aqui em Yonkers. Estudei lá, sim. Ainda existe.
Claro que existe.
Okay, yeah,
Tens,
claro.
quando passares por lá, para ir para a tua escola Sacred Heart,
Sim.
Maybe I should start going.
they say that it's never too late to learn.
Why not?
Well, he wants to move to Portugal. Ele quer,
So do I.
yeah, ele quer dia, se calhar,
Why not? I speak
regressamos a
Spanish.
Portugal. Ele
So-
adora Portugal.
But you know, I remember when I was a teen, and in Portugal, whoever spoke English had the upper hand. That
That's
That
true.
doesn't exist anymore. Now everybody knows it.
Now everyone speaks English. Now
Yeah.
you go to any place,
Everybody knows English.
and everybody knows English. Now let's fast forward.
Okay.
Okay, how did this thing came about? Did you walk up one day and said, "I'm going to get involved in flipping houses"? You know, how does that happen? Is that even possible to flip a house in 24 hours?
Well, you have to watch the show, but yes, of course. So I'll be honest with you. So my background is, I'm in the real estate space. I have been selling real estate for over 20 years. So I started very young. I was 21 years old, and I founded a real estate brokerage, which was one of the top brokerages in the entire state of New Jersey, Signature Realty NJ. My husband is the mastermind behind the 24-hour flip. So he comes from an investment background. In 2007, he started investing in real estate, and he just got really tired and frustrated of the renovation process, buying a home, carrying a home, you know, taking 6 to 8 months renovation. At the end of the day, a lot of the profit was eaten up by the carrying costs and the taxes and the holding costs. So he one day came up to me, he goes, "You know what, I'm about to quit the business. I don't want to do this anymore." And I said, "Well, why?" And he says, "Because I'm just frustrated." So he's like, "What if we did this in 24 hours, right?" And then I looked at him and I said, "You're kidding, right? Like, that's just not possible. There's just no way you can renovate an entire home in 24 hours."
Was he kidding?
He wasn't kidding, and he did it. He did his first flip in 24 hours, but it literally took 24 hours. So the
We
show,
did it from 7 a.m. to 7 a.m.
yeah,
Yeah, 24 hours.
the whole
Yeah.
24 hours. So the show now, it's a 24-hour flip, but he, you know, flipping 12-hour day, 12 hours. So 12-hour on Friday and 12 hours on Saturday, because you have to let things dry and everything else.
Yeah,
But the
Saturday
first
times.
one, which was maybe 5 or 6 years ago, he actually did in 24 hours, like overnight.
That was a
and
nightmare.
yeah, why don't you talk about
Never
that?
do that again.
But who calls the shots here?
He's the boss, sort of.
I heard you.
Where are you hearing all these
You
things
know,
from?
look.
I mean, we're
On
both
the
bosses.
no,
we're
we,
both bosses.
we're both in the business, right?
Yeah.
So she's responsible for doing all the designing.
Okay.
She calls the shots on all the designing, and she sells the house. So
But
she
consults with you, I would assume, right?
No.
No, the
the
design.
designing.
Yeah, she
I
just.
mean, look at her dressed and look at me dressed. I think.
You got a
you know.
point.
No, I don't
So
know.
she does all the designing, and then she also sells the house.
Yeah.
And so she prices it. Hey, this is what we're going to price it at. This is what we're going to sell it at. And then I manage all the construction. So I find the deals. I do a lot of marketing. So if somebody wants to sell their house fast, and it needs a lot of work, and they don't want to do any work, they just want to sell it for cash, we come in, we buy it, and then I manage the construction with my two partners.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's a partnership.
It is.
One
Yeah.
does this, the other one does that.
Yeah.
Okay, and then it comes back to you when it's done with the construction.
That's right.
Now, that is different type of real estate. Okay, salespeople. Okay, there is people that sell the regular houses between this price and that price, and there are others that are more inclined or target to the high price, high-end real estate.
Yeah.
All right, luxury.
Luxury market.
Luxury.
Yeah.
Where are you?
I'm in the luxury market space. That's my space. I mean, we co-own Signature Realty NJ, and we have 8 office locations throughout the city of New Jersey, and we focus on all price ranges. I want to put it out there, anywhere from $300,000 to $20 million. So we have agents that service all of those areas and different price points. But me personally, I am more in the luxury space. So I represent homes. You know, the average sale is anywhere between, I'd say, 3 to 7 million, and that's my,
That's your forte. That's
it's
what
my
you
forte.
like.
It's what
That's
I
what
like
she
to
enjoys.
do. I enjoy doing it, and it's not because if they're bigger homes, or it's just because
It's your forte.
it's my forte because I enjoy the architecture. I enjoy the design element of all of that. I enjoy looking at beautiful things, and I'm also able to take all of the things that I'm representing. It's an inspiration for me, and I'm able to take all of these things and bring it back, to the 24-hour flip model, where my job is to make sure that I'm designing on a dime, and so I get so much inspiration just from the homes that I represent.
Mm-hmm. Now, Michelle, I don't know if you are at the liberty of speaking on that, but I asked questions, and if you can, then tell us. If you cannot, say no, I cannot speak on that. Okay. Give us a high-end name of somebody who is your client.
I represented athletes and influencers and national, television stars. I would say probably Ilya Kovalchuk was definitely one of them. He was a hockey player, very well known. He had a home that we were representing in Alpine, which was about $17 million. Yeah. And we represented a couple of other locals, like we represented Teresa Giudice from the Real Housewives in New Jersey. We had sold her home. And then I just had a ton of other affluent names.
And executives. A lot of executives.
And CEOs, and
People are watching us. By the end of the day, there might be thousands of hits on this video, because then we will broadcast this video or share it to all of our other platforms. And I never know who's watching.
Right.
And if somebody's watching and says, this is a person I want to get in contact with.
Yeah.
How?
I mean, the best way to contact me is probably on my Instagram page, at the Michelle Pais. Someone actually took my original name, Michelle Pais, so I had to put the Michelle Pais because it was the only thing available years ago. So it's at the Michelle Pais. We also we co-own Signature Realty NJ, so you can also, at Signature Realty NJ, and my husband is at Steingraber.
Or you can go to our website, signaturerealtynj.com.
Yeah.
Good. Now, Michelle, you and you, Jon, two young guys.
Young? You said young?
Young, yes. Still very young compared to me. But this, this started years ago. You've been successful not since last month.
Right.
Okay, you've been doing this for a while, and you became very successful at it. And there is lots of people watching, young girls, young men, that might say, I've been thinking about doing it.
Yeah.
Some people look at the fruit, but they have no concept of the root.
Yeah.
What's involved, okay, to get to be that way.
Yeah.
Some people think it's easy, like in show business. They see the story and they think that took no work to get to that point.
Yeah.
If I was to ask you both, look, I want to get involved. How do I start?
In buying houses or being a realtor?
Both.
Okay, so
Find the connection.
the first thing that I did, and you did too, almost around the same year, is we got our real estate license. Getting your real estate license.
Nothing happens without that, right?
No, you can still buy houses without getting a
buy.
license, but it's not hard to get your real estate license, and it teaches you some of the basics, like how to draw up a contract and things like that. So I always recommend people to start with getting your real estate license. That way you can navigate how things work. You get access to certain websites that the general public does not get access to, things like that. And then it's reading, learning. I mean, we've done a lot of education and a lot of training. Try to follow what other people have done instead of just doing it all on your own. Like, one of the things that was important to me is I'm not a contractor, so I don't fix the houses. If you ask me to fix, a house, I can't do it. But I know how to hire somebody. I know what prices I should be paying, and I know the market very well. So I know what a house is going to sell for in an area. Michelle knows what a house is going to sell for in an area. So you back out the numbers and you say, if I could sell this house for $500, right? It needs $100,000 worth of work. I want, to make $40,000, $50,000 profit, and I also have closing costs and holding costs. I need to buy it for what? And you do the math.
Reverse engineer it.
Yeah.
And to piggyback off what he's saying, it's not just about real estate. I think where do you get started? Whatever your passion is, I always say follow your passion. Always. Never go into an industry because of money. Really just go with something that you're really, really, really passionate about. I think if you're really passionate and you love what you do, you're going to be successful if you do it the right way. So it's not just a matter of, taking a course, right? It's just, you have to put in the work, you have to put in the effort, you have to put in the hours. And there's a lot of sacrifice, there's a lot of, ups and downs, but determination and hard work, I think work ethic and hard work trumps everything.
Talk about passion. Let's be back on passion. How did the passion was born?
With us?
With you too, yeah. Now, I think it's difficult, or not difficult. Let me pick up a better word. It's rare when a couple, they both have the same passion professionally and can work together. Yeah. It minimizes the friction. Because one
or maximizes it.
Or maximizes it. In your case, how did it happen?
Yeah. Yeah.
Where did it happen?
We met through the business.
We met through the business.
We met at a house.
Real estate.
How'd that go, man?
Real estate got us together. We did work together before eventually getting obviously married, but it didn't. I'll be honest. I had a couple of failed relationships in my past, and I was just, I was 36, 35 years old, and I was just like, I don't think marriage is for me. Like, I'm just gonna be, a boss wife and just run companies. And then Jon showed up years before him and I met. He actually, because he's been investing for such a long time, in one of the towns that I did a lot of business in, he went around and he just saw these for sale signs.
I saw a lot of her for sale signs, so I said, this is the top agent in the area, let me call her to sell my house. Yeah. And I called her and she came, and it wasn't love at first sight.
No.
So I was going to say, can we call this love at first sight?
No.
Love at second sight?
Second sight 6 years later.
6 years later, literally.
6 years later, yeah.
We met.
Yeah.
She sold my house, but we weren't,
We didn't like each other.
We didn't really like each other.
No.
And then 6 years later, she came to one of my events with one of her customers. She was selling him a house, so they were signing a contract. Yeah. And she came to one of my live events because I put on events to teach people how to do it.
Well, he was on. I didn't realize how smart he was and articulate. I didn't really get that the first meeting. He just challenged me a lot, and again, I was in work mode. Right?
Maybe that was the thing.
No, he definitely is a little bit of a ball buster, and that's what I love about him. Like, he doesn't let anyone get away with anything.
Not even you.
No, I don't get away with anything. I wish, trust me, I wish I did. It doesn't work on him. My charm doesn't work on him, and did not work on him. But I was there for business, right? When I'm working, I'm very professional. Very focused. And we just didn't get along. It just wasn't. We didn't meet eye to eye at all. And then 5-6 years later, not knowing who Jon was, right? I went to his events, and he ended up being the speaker. It was his event. He put on the event, and Jon gets an audience of about 500 people, 300 to 500 people at any event he gives in NJ area Sen, where we met. And when I, saw him, heard of him, he was on stage. He was so dynamic. He is, he's being quiet now because, maybe
because the boss is here.
Yeah, maybe because he wants me to, the Portuguese community or whatnot. But he is the most brilliant person you'll ever meet, and he's such a dynamic speaker.
She's brilliant.
I'm married to Jon, and I tell people all the time, I am the man of the house when she's not here.
When I'm not here. Yeah, listen, we both have.
I'm just kidding.
No, it's kind of true.
we both respect each other.
We do. Yeah,
that's the
and that's we try to one of our goals as people, we've been on the news and they interview us and stuff, and one of the most impactful things that I think for people out there is doing it with your spouse. Yeah. Having a business, having opportunities with your spouse. We're a power couple, and we want to promote that because I feel like a lot of couples drag each other down.
Agreed. Yeah.
Right? They don't help each other get to the next level. They say, why are you doing that? Or why are you doing this? And there's a lot of negativity sometimes when somebody's trying to start a business, and what are they doing it for? They're doing it for the family. That's why we do it. We do it for our daughter. We do it for our family. We do it for ourselves. I wouldn't have been able to buy my grandmother a house and move her from Uruguay to New Jersey if it wasn't for real estate. So that's why you take the risks that you take. That's why you invest the money in the education and the training. And no, you're not trading your time for money like a job. You're trading your time for a result. And sometimes that result is bad, right? And you learn, and then you fail, and you grow, and you keep going, and then you do it again. And as long as you don't give up, you're always going to be able to push forward and keep going.
Yeah, but I guess in any type of business, it's good for people to understand that things sometimes don't come very easy.
And not at
And
all.
there is moments that you say, am I on the right place?
Yeah,
Am I
of
on the
course.
right
Oh,
business?
yeah.
And people need to understand and accept that those that succeed is because they have the strength to get up.
Right.
Once they
They
fail
didn't give
once
up.
in a while, they
Right.
didn't give up.
Yes,
100%.
100%.
Correct?
Oh,
Yeah,
absolutely.
100%.
Yeah.
Now let's talk about future project, things that are coming up, things that you do. Where can people see it? So we want people, our people on Yonkers Voice and all over, because they will be sharing this interview, to watch you too on Yonkers Voice. Hey, I want to learn a little more.
Yeah.
Let me go here or there to watch more, or watch your episodes
Yeah.
and your future project that are coming up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So 24-hour Flip is on, our television show is on every Saturday at 12 noon. And you can watch us.
12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Yeah, and you can watch us on A&E. If you don't have A&E, it also streams on Hulu. So you can go on Hulu and stream the A&E app from there.
Now, do you guys have a YouTube channel or no?
We do have YouTube channels, yeah. If
Because
you just put in our names, you could find us.
Yeah.
So what's just the regular name, Michelle Pais? and-
Yes.
Yeah, Michelle Pais,
Michelle
Jonathan
Pais,
Steingraber.
yeah,
We're actually starting our
Yeah.
Michelle and John show.
Okay.
Yes.
So that's going to be on YouTube.
We're
So
going,
you let me
yes.
know so I can share,
Awesome.
here and there.
Yeah.
And or if you do a search on 24 hours Flip,
24-hour Flip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's how I did it. That's how
Oh,
I
yeah.
saw a few of your
Yeah.
shows before we came over, and I watched it. So
Awesome.
guys, I know that you have another interview, something else coming up right after.
With the mayor, yeah.
So yeah, with the mayor. I thank you once again for taking the time to sit down with us. Don't forget to follow Yonkers Voice.
100%.
Okay,
Yeah,
on
great.
YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and to share our interview.
Of course.
100%, yeah.
Anything that perhaps you want to mention that I forgot to ask you, because every single time, it's like magic. When I finish the interview, I forgot to ask this.
Yeah.
I should have asked that. So maybe there is something that you guys have in mind, we want to talk about this, and I didn't ask anything?
I mean, if you're in New Jersey and you're looking to buy or sell a home, reach out to Signature. We're here to help. We're professional and we really like training, our clients to learn more about what it is that we do. And if you're looking to sell a house or somebody that wants to sell their house, just reach out.
Don't forget to mention Yonkers Voice so I can get my percentage.
There you go.
Just joking, guys. Just joking. Sponsor. Okay, lots of us talk about supporting our local businesses, supporting the people that come on Yonkers Voice to talk about their businesses. But we need to do more than just talk about it. We need actually to do it. That's why my hashtag is actions, not words. Anyone can say whatever they want. That doesn't change anything unless we put actions to those words.
It's true.
Very true.
So thank you very much, guys. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to share. This is the kind of stuff that is motivational. People can learn from Michelle and from John, and makes the world a better place when we talk about the positive
Right.
that goes on. We have enough negativity, so share the positive, be motivational, talk about the good. Thank you for watching. Yonkers Voice always on for things that really make a difference, things that matter, things that can better ourselves. Thank you, and until next time.